Welcome back to my channel with Growing with Grace, from the garden to the jars. And hi, I'm Grace. Kind of figured that out, right guys? Today we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you how I can my lima beans. Right here I have my beans from the garden. I had my Amish little friends come down. They're 8 and 10. They helped me, and so they helped shell the beans and everything. So we got them all washed and they got them ready to go. Over here I have my chicken broth that I used broth instead of water, and this is from my broilers from last year. And then here I have one of my types of onions that I grow, and I use these when I'm pressure cooking into the canner. What I like to do with my broth, I'm going to strain it. I put coffee filters down in here. And it'll make it a little bit, I mean, I've already strained it, but it'll make it a little bit more clear when it's in the jars. I'm going to do 2 of them. And then I will add a little bit of water to it, because we don't want it too strong to overpower the lima bean. Okay, while that is draining, then I'm going to go ahead and start chopping up my onion. Let's get the onion prepared here. Whoop. Everything flies around here. I just like a medium-sized onion here. Oh, this thing don't want to come off. There we go. Now my daughter has a nifty way of chopping onions, but she's not here to show me how it's done. Get that out of there. A little bit up here. Okay, then I'm going to continue chopping the rest of the onion, then we'll get back with the video then. I always sterilize my jars. I put my jars that I'm using in the canner. I bring it to a boil, and then I simmer it for about 10-15 minutes. Just going to dump my liquid into here. Makes nice hot dishwater too. I'll just do 4 jars of green beans, and of course keep the lid on, keep it good and hot. Oh, 3 jars. My husband's got 3 fingers up. All right. I don't know what I'd do without him.
And they're lima beans.
Oh, yeah, lima beans. Boy, I'm messing up all this pretty good, aren't I?
Yes.
You know what? I don't like this thing. Here's what I'm going to do. There we go. And just don't pack them in there. Just fill them right up to the top. Whoop, to the 1-inch line up here. I used baby lima beans once. Big mistake. Do you realize how many lima beans you have to make a meal for baby lima beans? A lot of shelling and a lot of beans. Alright, and I fill it up to there, and then I got my mixture here with my onions. Oh, I did to taste it. It's 50% the broth and 50% onion. That is a good equal, you know, to the strength of the broth. So I got my onions in there. And even if a lot of onions don't appear in there, it's good. It's got the flavor, the onions flavors through the sauce, through the broth here. Now, I don't season my beans because I also can for my family. And everybody likes different amounts of salt or pepper or seasoning, so I leave that up to them. And get the air bubbles out. I'm going to top it off a little bit more here, right up to the line. Wipe off the jars real good. Hubby thought I forgot the rags, so he was trying to be nice and get me one. And after these beans are canned, they come out darker in color. I'm going to pour a little water into my lids. I always still sterilize my lids. It's been a habit for 40 years and I'm not going to change. Okay. Not just so much sterilizing, but just get them good and warm here. Put these on. Oh, I started to tell you, or did I tell them, that after they're canned in the canner, they come out a darker green color?
Yeah, I already said that.
I already said that. Okay. I'm allowed to. I'm over 60. Wouldn't be normal then, would I? Finger tight. And here we go with our beans. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them, and when I get them in the canner, I'll get right back to you. Okay, I got all the beans down into the canner. Are you able to get a good shot of that? Alright, so what I want to show you, sometimes your jars can get cloudy when you're canning. If you just put a teaspoon of vinegar in the water, that's all you need. Got to keep your jars clear on the outside. Okay, we put our lid on. And this is where I always have troubles. Okay. Getting that lid and that seal on it. Cut.
Alright.
Okay, finally got the lid on. Sometimes those lids are hard to get on because as soon as you put the seals on, the seals want to like flip, flip up. Okay, we're gonna let this pressure, the steam come out, and once it starts steaming, you gotta let it steam for 10 minutes, and then we put the gauge on for 10-pound pressure, and then we will pressure cook it for 40 minutes.
There's a couple ways you can eat these lima beans. You can heat them up on the stove top or put them in the microwave, and there's enough liquid in them where you can have crackers in with them as a soup. The other way that we really like them is we will add an extra jar of chicken broth to our soup mixture and heat it up real good, and then we'll make drop dumplings. So we'll make the Bisquick and just drop it in, and you'll have some dumplings to go with it. It really tastes good, especially when the flavor goes through the dumplings.